Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Lounging with Lisa, the video series that has me lounging. Well, coming at you with thoughts of the day. I did not come at you yesterday. Did you miss me, first of all? Second of all, I'm in quite a bit of pain. My shoulder and my back are kind of bothering me today. You know, I had a horse riding accident years ago. Who hasn't when they own a pony for 20 years? But, in fact, there's kind of a saying among equestrian types that you're not really a horse person unless you've either been thrown off or fallen. But point of the matter is, Joe the pony, 14 hands, very stubborn, mind of his own, whatever. A great pony, though. I loved him. He's dead. But anyhow, we started off and we were galloping up a little area, and he went into a woodchuck hole. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck? A woodchuck chuck wood. Okay. And we both fell. It was like something out of a Western on TV. It was, wildly going along, and then boom, and of course fell to the left, both of us. I was in a panic over Joe. That's all I really cared about was Joe. Trying to get comfortable, that might work. Okay. So, bottom line is, at first, I'm like, is the pony... There was a gentleman there with me named Greg. I think he's since passed on, but, he had been visiting while I was getting Joe ready and everything, and then he came to my rescue right away, and I had him get the pony. That's all I was worried about. And I thought, oh, I'm fine. A little sore. I'll get on Joe and keep riding. Well, Greg lived, maybe 2/10 of a mile up the road. I was able to make it to his house, and I was in such pain. It was terrible. And I don't know why I'm going off on this today, but oh well, it fills up space, doesn't it? I didn't care that, I was whipping my bra off in front of this man or whatever. He was a medic in Vietnam. I just didn't care. At that point, I was in a lot of pain. It was a sports bra, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, I had to move it so he could examine whatever. Bottom line is, I had to go in and get x-rays and all this jazz. And, separated shoulder. And that just is the way it is. It's what happens. So, taking a spill the other week on the thing and not being able to brace myself has led to some issues and, household falls here and there, I'm sure. So that's the deal. I'm in, quite a bit of pain. My back hurts. Now, moving along to anything, please. Watcher got with me, and she is a lounger of the week, and she would like me to promote my column in a video. So I think I'm just going to do it right now. Might as well just get it going. And in fact, I'm wearing a shirt. Lisa's Rants and Raves, the community news. You see that? So let me just do that. Now that you know about my Joe the Pony accident, we can move forward with our lives. Okay, I don't know exactly what she wants me to do here, but let me try. I work for the community news. I've worked there since, August of 2006. And I'm the ad rep, and used to cover 7 meetings as a reporter, and then I cut that back because I had some issues with pain and health and mental stability, quite frankly, and now I cover a couple meetings and design the ads and all that jazz. Well, in September, I wrote a column. I wrote something for the boss, and he published it. This was back when we did the old-fashioned paste-up variety of the paper, by the way. That only lasted for a little bit, a couple more months. Now it's all digital and has been for years. Okay, so I wrote about these ladies that had opened a really neat used bookstore over in Linesville, PA, home of the community news. Woo! And, gave them a nice review, and you know how I talk. That's how my columns sound, basically. And my boss, he published it, and he came to me and said, okay, what do you want to call this? And I'm like, well, I didn't really understand the question. And then he said, well, I'd like, you're going to write one of these every week, aren't you? Something like it, or blah, blah, blah. And I was on the spot. I said, I guess. And so I had, in the back of my mind, thought that if I got to a point where I could do something on a weekly basis, I would probably call it Lisa's Rants and Raves. So that's what I said. Next thing I know, I'm writing a column. Writing a column on every week for now how many years? Whatever the math is from 2006 till now. You know how I am about it, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I've been doing. There have been times when I had to do reruns, due to the fact that I had to go into that tank that I told you about, and other things like that. So, yeah. I do. Most people enjoy the rants, but I have been known to rave and, praise people or what have you. So you can actually see this column. Now, let me explain about the paper. In fact, let me just hold one up. Hang on. I'm not sure why. Let me set my glue bee down. But this is on my seat here. It's November of 2017, but whatever. It's an actual paper. Do you understand me? That one holds in his or her hand. Here's some of my ad design just for fun. Yeah, anyhow, it's a paper. It's a subscription paper, and we cover Western Crawford County. And then I just throw it aside like it's yesterday's news. It really is yesterday's news. Okay. People subscribe to this paper, and it's, mainly events, of course, in Western Crawford County here in Pennsylvania, here in northwestern Pennsylvania. So that's the readership, generally speaking. And then the boss, we have a website. We also have a digital version of it. I'm not sure how many people get that, to be honest with you. But the boss puts up the archive stuff, like a week later. Whatever's in the paper this week, next week it'll go up on the website. Actually, Tom does this. Tom Dayton. An excellent design man, an excellent computer person in general. If you need help, let me know and I'll hook you up with him. But yeah, so he just puts up the archive stuff, and Watcher was kind of clutching pearls and appalled because she went back and did some research, and some of the columns only had a couple of views or something, and so she thought, my God, Lisa, start promoting that column. I thought that was kind of a sweet request, but, consider the source. She is a wonderfully sweet person, very peace-oriented. She can get fired up, though, which I do appreciate about her. So here I am promoting my column. If you would like to go look at slightly archived issues, maybe just a week or two old, or you can go back in time, you can do whatever you want. Just go over to Community News Linesville, LinesVille.com. Click on Lisa's Ransom Raves, and you too can read the rantings of a mad woman on a weekly basis. And like I said, there are certain times of the year where I do an automatic rerun, like one of them is the Valentine's Day, about, men trying to live up to the expectations of Valentine's Day. There's certain times, like I said, that it's the same one that I do. But generally speaking, I have to have a fresh new idea weekly. And I have to sort of walk a fine line, as I do in my videos. I want to bring people together. I want to open people's eyes. I want to have people realize in a way that we're all in this together. It's us against the establishment. It's us against the hidden hand, the 1%, whatever you want to call them. And so I'm not offensive. I don't come out there and rail against a particular religion or any of that jazz. I try to be delicate yet accurate. I don't even know if that makes sense. So I hope this lived up to your expectations, Watcher. The Joe the Pony thing was just, I guess, thrown in for good measure. And I suppose that's really all I have to report right now. Please go over communitynewslinesville.com. Check out Lisa's Ransom Raves. And here, I'll just show you my shirt. And, for the heck of it, I'm going to show you a picture of Joe the Pony, too. I don't know how this is going to turn out. I really don't want to unglue-bee him, but okay, I will. I'm unglue-being him. What am I talking about, you ask? I have the glue bees there to hold him on the shelf for prep. I'm just going to sit here. Here he is. That's Joe the Pony, Morgan Welsh, 14 hands, built like a Mack truck, lived to be probably early 30s. I thought he was a little younger, but reflecting back on it, he wasn't. I had him 20 years. This here, Colleen, who joins the live gigs, she made this for me. I can't really, I'm holding two things here, but that's his tail. She went down when he was living and said, can I get a part of Joe's tail? I want to experiment. She took part of his tail. She cleaned it thoroughly. She did tight braids. And then she made this for me. It's just like a little doodad that I hang over, and there's a horse there and some other jazz. Okay. I guess that's it. What a weird video. I had another one that I did, but I got something wrong. And I don't like to... Oh, there's an owl. There's an owl on my shoulder. I think I'm done. Did I? I didn't do my closing. Hold on here. Lounging with Lisa. Oh my gosh. The video series that has me lounging while coming at you with thoughts of the day. Sorry, please join me, join others. Drop your political identities. Let's focus on issues. Leave labels at the door. Research before you judge. And remember, war is indeed a racket. And I have kept to my promise of 10 minutes for these loungers of the week and their special prize. Congratulations, Watcher. Thank you for your kind thoughts, your consideration, and just being you. Love you.